I don't put Dabo Sweeney or Jimbo Fisher in, let's say, Urban Meyer and Nick Saban's class for a few different reasons. One being, for as good as they are, Dabo Sweeney has never gone anywhere other than Clemson to show that he can walk on any campus and just, bam, win immediately. Jimbo Fisher is still proving that at Texas A&M, obviously winning big in a national championship at Florida State. Meyer, Saban, they jump on any campus. They've proven throughout their history they just win automatically. How good is the USC roster? And again, you basically answered this, but anything else on this? How good is the USC roster to expect that Lincoln Riley can step right on campus and win immediately?
Yeah, so with Jackson Dart, I mean, I look at Jackson Dart and I see a quarterback that Lincoln Riley can absolutely max out with. You know, Dart is a dual threat, has the arm, has the moxie, can run. He can make plays. He can make throws from many different angles. So he fits kind of the modern prototype of the quarterback who, you know, he's like a MacGyver. He has that full toolbox. Whenever he gets into a particularly tricky situation, he has an answer for it. We saw that against BYU. So like Jackson Dart, Lincoln Riley, that's a marriage made in heaven. But the other thing about this is, you know, you would think that now that Lincoln Riley's at USC, first off, any USC recruits in the 2022 class who are thinking about leaving, whoa, maybe we might stay. So that he'll halt the exodus of recruits. And then, of course, the other thing is the transfer portal. But that is such a game changer in collegiate athletics, basketball as well as football these days, that it's kind of, you know, it's college sports answer to free agency in the pros, that you can immediately restock a roster. You can change the complexion of what you bring to the table by loading up in the transfer portal. I mean, like I would expect plenty of Oklahoma athletes to transfer to USC. I mean, at least a few significant ones. Now, which ones, I don't know, but one would think that, you know, some Oklahoma recruits who are enamored of Lincoln Riley, you know, love playing for him, love being coached by him. They think that he's a ticket to the NFL, you know, seeing what he's done with quarterbacks, you know, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. Certainly there's going to be some responsiveness to the things that Lincoln Riley can do for a player's career. So that certainly would mean that USC is going to do well in the transfer portal. So, you know, given everything that you saw from that team against BYU, and I know a lot of people weren't following that game too closely. Bedlam was ending, and you had all the coaching rumor mills whirling about. But like USC showed against a good BYU team, yeah, it can compete. Like that team was dormant for 2.5 months, but it finally did show up. And so you then add transfers, and you keep the 2022 class in-house, you prevent the exodus. That should be more than enough for Lincoln Riley. Keep in mind what I've said earlier, that Mario Cristobal, certainly an elite recruiter, but Lincoln Riley should be able to run rings around him in terms of scheme and play design and all those kinds of things. That USC has, you know, the master X and O tactician who should be able to handle whatever Mario Cristobal throws at him. Let's also point out, in terms of the balance of power in the Pac-12, Mark, John Wilner, the great journalist out at the San Jose Mercury News, probably the best journalist who covers the whole Pac-12 conference. He thinks that if Kyle Whittingham of Utah beats Cristobal and Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game, that the Rose Bowl, which Utah would make if it wins that title game, would be his last game. So you could have a coaching change at Utah, and you know, if the Utes don't hit a home run, you know, that clears out the Pac-12 South even more for Lincoln Riley. Arizona State's is standing pat with Herm Edwards, which makes just as much sense as Lincoln Riley to USC. Like, it makes absolutely no sense that ASU would continue to double down on Herm Edwards with the NCAA investigation into that COVID-19 recruiting scandal. You know, Jaden Daniels presumably is going to go pro. Maybe he stays for another year, but he hasn't had all that great a season. Like that program just seems to be dead if Herm Edwards stays for 2022. So like, I would be absolutely stunned, Mark, completely stunned, just as stunned as I am talking about Lincoln Riley to USC right now, if USC does not win at least the Pac-12 South next year. Like, that should be a layup. That should be a slam dunk. That should be a 2-inch par putt. Like, there should be absolutely no question that USC is going to win the Pac-12 South and play for the Pac-12 title next year.